Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Marcos Viegas. Fight Up TV live chat happening to you live and direct. I hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day weekend. I know it's the holiday, and I know a lot of you are probably doing other things, relaxing, enjoying the holiday weekend. But just wanted to jump on here, go on live, be consistent. Ricardo, what's up, bro? How's it going? Saludos. Say hello to everybody as we're joined here with Yair Martinez, Marcus Hayes, going to be with us, I hope, pretty soon. I had gotten confirmation that we were going to have Nonito Donaire live with us at some point within the hour. So I hope that happens because, he got a big win over the weekend, man.
Huge win.
Yeah. Nonito actually won me money. So I'm stoked. I put a bet because I saw the odds and I'm like, dude, this Nordine Oubaali, I've seen Oubaali fight before, and he's pretty good. He's not bad. He's a very slick fighter, but I felt like kind of short, kind of undersized, like compared to Nonito. And then I saw the odds and I was like, Nonito's a plus 200. And I was just like, Nonito looked really good in his last fight against Naoya Inoue. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? This French dude has never faced anybody the experience nor the level of Nonito Donaire. And let me pull up his box rec just to kind of emphasize it, because when I saw that and I saw the odds, I was like, all right, like the bookmakers messed up big time for putting the odds like this way, because this guy's, he was 17-0 coming into the fight with 12 knockouts, but he hadn't really faced like guys at that level of Nonito's level. I last saw him fight against Rashid Warren. That was in 2019 at the MGM, and that performance really impressed me. But after that, Arthur Villanueva, never heard of him. Takuma Inoue, he's a decent fighter. He's not bad. He's undefeated, and then Nonito Donaire. But yeah, none of those guys, in terms of experience, was really even close to being the level of Nonito Donaire. Proud Father says Donaire left hook still golden. Yeah, yep. Man.
Hey, Singles.
That what the heck was that? Was that you? Hey, Singles. What the hell was that? What are you looking at? Wow. You logged into your porn. You watching Pornhub right now? What are you doing?
No, because I always pull up the chat on the side, so those videos.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't be starting rumors now.
So yeah, like we mentioned, for you guys tuning in, we're gonna cover Nonito Donaire's win. Hopefully, we get Nonito on air. That was texting with his wife, and they told me that they were gonna be on. So fingers crossed. Also, we're going to go ahead and speak of Devin Haney's win over Jorge Linares, which I was there live for that. And then also, as well, talk about the fight of the century, the fight to save boxing, the biggest fight of our lifetimes, the most important fight of our lifetimes, Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Wow, 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 wow. But we're going. Me and Yair are going to Miami. We're going to give you guys great coverage. So make sure to tune in daily to over here at Fight Hub for full coverage, full content coverage of that fight. It's going to be a long freaking week, bro.
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then, the news broke out of Jake Paul going to face.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jake Paul's going to fight freaking Tyron.
Yeah, which is really interesting. Anyways.
Yeah, because Tyron looked terrible in that last fight, but he's so much bigger and stronger than Jake, dude.
Yeah, so inexperienced, but they were saying that Tyron Willing hasn't been the same in his last 4 fights, so that's also going to be interesting to see how is he going to come out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Jeffrey, been a fan of Donaire since the first Vic Darchinyan fight, where he ended the fight with the hook. It seems like he finally got his confidence back after the Regal fight. Never give up. Let's see. Fresco. Art Alexander, 1 milli club. Yeah. Over the weekend, we we hit a major milestone, man. We hit a million subscribers on the YouTube channel. One Boxing King. Congrats on the 1 million player. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Yeah, long freaking journey, bro. Long freaking journey. And I'll talk a little bit about it while we hope we get Nonito on here. About hitting a million, and then we'll get into the fights and all that. I'm still kind of, I don't know if it's fully hit me yet, but
I don't think it has.
Like I told you, Yair, it doesn't mean we got it made like whatsoever. And you know, I guess I'm going to explain YouTube a little bit to everybody over here. You know, just because we have a million views, a million subs doesn't mean like it's you know, all rainbows and sunshines now, like that we got it made. You know, we still got to put out content, still got to make videos and all that. But JM's, big shout out to JMC right here. Been here since under 10,000, bro. You're an OG dog. Message me on the Fight Hub account. I'm gonna send you something, bro, for supporting us, because that we were at 10K like maybe like 9 years ago. All right, so thank you for that. But I didn't think we were gonna hit a million by the weekend. To be honest, I thought it was gonna happen next week in Miami, and I really was pushing for it to happen over the weekend. But like the Haney fight. Yeah, rename the channel Moneybags Hub TV. That's hilarious. What's up, NJAP? I didn't think we'd hit it because the Haney fight wasn't getting us a lot of traffic. And I was looking at just the traffic overall and the subs from the traffic. And I was just like, I don't know, we're going to hit it. But just because we got 1 million subs doesn't mean that everything's going to be a hit, that you know, automatically means we're going to be successful and all that. Like YouTube's a weird thing because certain people are subscribed to watch certain content, certain things. Like you may be subscribed just to watch Manny Pacquiao content, or you know, some of you may be subscribed just to watch Canelo content, and that's the only thing you care about. The same thing with like Showtime and their ratings with boxing. You know, they got 20 million Showtime subscribers, but they get ratings of, you know, anywhere from 200,000 to 1 million viewers. You know, not everybody who's subscribed to Showtime for boxing is going to watch their boxing fights. Same thing with YouTube. A lot of people are subscribed that they have different accounts now, or they forgot that they even had an account, or, you know, they casually flip on the sub feed. And even that, you know, a lot of us put out the same stuff in terms of when we're covering a fight, like press conferences, weigh-ins, things like that. So, you know, it's unfortunately a lot of it is like whoever gets the content out first gets a lot of the views and stuff. So, you know, if someone's late, like what's the point of someone watching it? They already watched it on another channel. So, you know, YouTube's a strange thing, man, because, you know, a lot of people bring up like, well, you know, you got this and that and views and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, there's a lot of things. And not to mention, you know, Google's algorithm, which I'm still trying to figure out. You know,
there's actually not a career, but there's a degree where you can study all of that. You know,
bro, no, you can't, because let me tell you what, YouTube changes their algorithm constantly. Once people think they have it figured out, they change it, because they don't want people figuring out the algorithm, because you're cheating the system. Like if people figured out the algorithm, that's like you're hacking YouTube, and they can't let you hack YouTube, because that's like your access to free unlimited money. Like, and they don't want that, because at the end of the day, you know, that goes against everything that the platform that they build up, you know. So you don't want that.
Well, what I meant, not like cheating the system, but learning how, you know, to use an algorithm, or how is an algorithm used, you know, in social media, you know, like on Facebook, on Twitter, on, you know, doing your articles, putting them on, you know, on Google, all of that, like how they work through algorithm, how to use them. That's one of the things that I found out when I was looking at some not careers, but some, you know, when I was just looking up some social media, you know, how to run them and everything. So I saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean,
look who it is. Look who it is. It's our man, Marcus Hayes. What up, Marcus?
What up, man? What's happening? What's going on?
Good.
How you guys doing?
Good, dog. Good to have you on here, bro. Yeah, like I mentioned, everybody, they told us we're gonna have Nonito at some point. I hope that we're able to get him. So stick around to hear from Nonito Donaire talk about his win over Oubaali. Before we get to that, then let's go ahead and talk about the fight that I was at, that I was covering, Devin Haney taking on Jorge Linares. I felt overall, I came away from a few things. One, Devin really impressed me with how composed he was when he got hurt. And I know he got a lot of shtick for holding, but I was like, and I saw Twitter. I saw some weird takes on Twitter too. But the one thing was like, yo, why is he hugging so much? And I'm like, bro, he's hurt. What do you expect him to do? You expect him to like swing with this guy? Like, that's what you're supposed to do when you're hurt. And what he did in those rounds, round 11 and then parts of round 12, is what a veteran or anyone with experience is supposed to do when you're hurt. You hold so you don't get clipped and lose the fight. And yeah, he got clipped. He got clipped real good against Jorge, but he did what he was supposed to do in terms of the holding. Now, if the ref could have implemented himself more, probably should have, or at least should have given him a warning, because I felt it was excessive. He was supposed to do that, but it's the ref's job to break that and not be it as excessive. So I felt maybe the ref could have imposed himself a little bit more in some of those things, because there was an instance where Jorge threw a punch and Devin slipped under and went wide away to the clinch. But overall, I was impressed by how he fought, because he outboxed Jorge up until he got clipped, and then it became a little bit competitive, especially with shooting the jab. Man, that jab won him the fight. That jab was Jorge couldn't do anything, and I was just kept thinking, like, dude, like, Jorge, move your freaking head, bro. Like, you're an easy target for Devin. Like, what are you doing? But Devin's long, man. Long ass arms. He's just popping that stick, and he got it. Before coming in this fight, we had I did an interview with Joel Diaz. He said that every time I watch Devin Haney fight, I want to change the channel. And you look at Twitter and you hear people criticize Devin for being defensive. All defensive guys get that criticism. It's not just Devin. It's all defensive guys, And that was a big thing as to why people weren't excited about him as a fighter or the performances that he had, because especially the last fight that he had against Yurikas Gamboa, it was a very lackluster performance against a guy that he's seen better days. This fight, to me, I at least on my opinion, I think he shut people up, because look, he boxed, but he wasn't moving around trying to stay away from Jorge. He boxed and he fought him on the inside. He fought him in mid distance, and a lot of part of the fights, he was the one moving Jorge back. And what more can you want from the guy? He's young. He's still growing. He had his first 15, 16 fights in Mexico. He's still learning. And he finally has, I think, that name opponent on his resume that showed people where he's at. He's still probably not where he wants to be, but to me, at least, he showed that he can compete with the elite, that he does belong to be there with the elite, and that he has this. That's the most important thing. He has brains. He has the brains to go and be able to mix it up with these guys.
Absolutely.
I think everybody is just looking at the last two rounds, right? It's kind of hard to dismiss those last two rounds, but I think we need to see the bright side. For me, I see more the bright side, the positive side of this. He got rocked, but he was, like you said, he was a veteran. He was able to still stay in there. What do you want from him? Do you want him to still go in there and exchange and get caught again?
Yeah, no fighter would do that when they're buzzed. That's the thing I don't get. Like, no fighter, even your favorite fighter, they'll hold for a little bit and then they're like, F it, they'll bite down. But like, what do you expect?
I saw a different type of a Devin Haney in this fight. I liked a lot what he did. Like you said, sticking out the jab. Not just that, but how to bobbing and weaving and just not trying to move all around the ring, but just using his angles, using his keeping his distance. He looked very good. I love this performance. I was impressed. I was amazed how he was
really
sticking
impressed.
it in there and just moving quickly to the side, finding another opening and getting in there. And Jorge Linares just didn't know what to do. I mean, his game plan, it's
Here's
easy
the
to
thing that people bring up. I saw a few comments here that I want to go ahead and address. Haney was impressive, but he could not knock down an older Linares and was getting solid hits and hitting with everything he had and could not even rock Linares and got wobbled by an old Linares. So, Rainier, do you think his chin is suspect? All right, let's guys. Jorge Linares, yes, he's older, but he's not a chump. Like, and some people called him overrated on Twitter. Like I was really surprised at people saying he was overrated. How's a 3-division world champion overrated? I don't care if they were for vacant titles or not. Like, a 3-division world champion is not overrated. A guy that was in the fight with Vasily Lomachenko is not overrated. So when you guys are saying he couldn't even put out an older Linares, dude, Jorge Linares isn't a chump, dog. Like, come on, like. The times that he's gotten caught have been very early in fights, and yes, he's inconsistent is Jorge. He's up and down. He's hot or cold. You never know with him. But when he shows up, he shows up. I think he showed a little bit of age in that performance. Just seeing Jorge live so many years and knowing how he is, how he flows, it started, showing to me that. But you guys are thinking like Jorge is just some cab driver off the street, man. Like, come on, like this win holds a lot of weight for Devin, being able to beat a Linares, and he dominated. Lomachenko, yes, he knocked out Jorge with a body shot, but up to that point, man, it was a very competitive fight, and I feel Devin did a lot better than Vasily Lomachenko in this fight.
Look, at one point, Lomachenko was looking up at Linares from the canvas after getting dropped by Linares. Linares is not a chump. If you're one of the people now that are that's starting to say, hey, well, Linares was washed up and now Linares is a nobody, you honestly probably need to start asking yourself who and what you really don't like about life, because your problems go beyond boxing. Honestly, something about Devin Haney irritates you. I don't know if it's just because he's a defensive fighter. You may be able to hide behind that, but to be honest, man, yes, he's learning. He did perform superbly versus Jorge Linares. Let's not forget Linares was coming off of a layoff, and I think Marcos even mentioned it when he talked to you. It's just like, man, I was just tired. I was tired. I didn't have it.
He said he felt the inactivity.
He felt the inactivity, right? He was talking to you in Spanish. I mean, that is something that you can take away from it. But look, it's a solid victory. But what it does show is that, hey, he's vulnerable. Haney's vulnerable. Haney can be hurt by punches up top. It's time to throw Haney in there with everybody else and stop playing. Period. It's over. This was the last one of the non-champions that Haney should be fighting. Here we go. He's vulnerable. I think that the punches, the end of the fight versus Linares did more toward making Haney versus Teofimo Lopez than it didn't, believe it or not.
Yeah, because he looked vulnerable, and some of these guys are saying like, hey, how do you let Linares like hurt you like that? Proud Father says Linares is still one of the most fluent combination punchers in boxing. So look, dude, I was at ringside. I saw that hook that landed on Devin. It was dude. He hits anybody with that, he's gonna hurt him or wobble him. He hit him with a very good shot with that punch. So it's like, here's the thing, man. Like, if you get hit with a good shot, it doesn't matter. Like the opponent, dude. Like, you're gonna get hurt. Like, your chin can only take so much pressure. That's just a matter of physics. That's what it is. It only takes a tiny amount of pressure to hurt somebody or knock somebody out. And people are still saying, 35 is 35 old, 35 is old, 35 is not old. For boxing, it's old, man. It's
but
old.
When you've been in a lot of wars like Linares,
here's the other thing. Jorge's been fighting for 20 years. That's a lot of miles.
And all that scar tissue, all those beatings that he's had, it adds up. But yeah, that's one thing that I would also touch on real quick, Marcos, is that none of those punches were backing Linares back. None of them. I don't think
Jorge did say after the fight that he felt that Devin didn't have a lot of power in his punches.
And then when he was in the dressing room, he said, "Yeah, you got power."
Yeah, he said that's what I'm saying. Like there's a little bit that was a way out because he didn't give him his proper due.
But yeah, he didn't give him his proper due. But none of those punches really backed him up. Never could you see him really hurt. And Linares, when he landed, you could see that the solid combinations were kind of hurting Haney. Even prior to the 10th round, I think it was like at the 6th or the 7th, right at the end, like towards the middle of the round,
with the uppercut.
He got caught by an uppercut, and he kind of like wobbled. I think he wobbled twice. I think there's one at the 4th and the 9th, and then obviously the one that happened. There was another one that he got wobbled a couple of times, and you could tell really easily. And I mean,
yeah, he buzzed. Jorge buzzed Devin.
But Marcus, do you agree with me? That's naturally going to happen more when you're an aggressive fighter, how he was this time around, because he was more coming forward. Haney was. I mean, that's going to happen.
Let's go back into the recent years of boxing and the guys that we watched develop, right? This argument has come up a couple of different times, but it comes up with the best fighters. It comes up, you mentioned when you start saying, oh, he got clipped and he was almost down. You're saying that because you have nothing else. He's giving up nothing else. He's not giving up anything else. You said it about Mayweather, right? Mayweather got rocked by Castillo, and he got rocked by Maidana, and he got rocked by Mosley, but he didn't go down, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're saying this about guys that haven't gone down. So this is kind of where people think it's a slight. He's again Terrence Crawford, same thing, right? Earl Spence Jr., same thing. Hit, wobble just a little bit, haven't went down. This may be a symbol of greatness more than people are realizing. Just saying.
JB Cinema, we got to acknowledge him. He's always supporting the channel and always on here. What's up, JB? Saludos. How old was Canelo when he was rocked by Cotto's brother? Well, he still had freckles when he was rocked by Cotto's brother. That's for sure. I don't know how old he was. Can you look that up, Yair?
I'm looking it up right now.
But that was his television debut here in the U.S. when he got rocked by Cotto's brother. And I remember watching that in the press room.
He was probably about 20 or 21.
Yeah, I remember watching that, and we were all thinking like, damn, like there goes that freaking guy. Like it's all there goes all that hype.
No,
he wasn't older than 21. He wasn't older than 21.
It's hard to tell. He got clipped with a good shot. Like, what do you expect, dude? You get clipped with a good shot. Like, it's how you respond after. And Haney responded how you're supposed to respond. You're supposed to hold. Like, come on, guys.
And it's crazy because look, where was this talk when we did the post fight for Ryan Garcia, when Ryan Garcia got decked and got put on the seat of his pants by Luke Campbell? Now no. But he went down. He went down and he was dropped.
But I think
this conversation didn't come up.
I think because he ended up stopping Luke. That's why.
And maybe so, but chin for chin, he still went down. He showed more vulnerability in getting dropped the way he did than Devin Haney did versus Linares.
Well, they both showed vulnerability. They both got rocked, No,
one took an 8 count. One took an 8 count and one didn't.
If that punch would have happened 20 seconds earlier, Devin would have hit the canvas, bro. I saw with my eyes, bro. He was really stunned, dude.
Marcos, they got these things called 4K TVs, and my seat's probably better than yours was. You know what I'm saying? Look, he got rocked, he got hit, but the point is, you're talking about. Think with the name you just brought up, Canelo, another great fighter. These guys they get hit, but they haven't gone down. You need to give respect more than we need to start thinking that we smell smoke. Hey, He took a shot. He showed a beard. Optimism. Half empty, half full.
Here's the other thing too.
I didn't say that. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just that everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's just looking at how he got rocked and he kept on hugging. That's what a lot of people are looking. But it's just people are just gonna focus on that one part.
All right, what are you supposed to do right now?
When you get rocked, what are you supposed to do?
Hold on. We got to acknowledge here Float Logic. Congrats on hitting 1 million subscribers. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. My question to you is simple. As we sit here today, who is Saul Canelo Alvarez in the annals of boxing histrionics? I like how he used histrionics.
I love it, man.
A
Very
few
good
things.
question, bro.
One, he's probably going to go down as top 5, one of the top 5 Mexican fighters, if not maybe 1 or 2. People will put him number 1. Marcus is putting him number 1. I don't know what happened to Yair.
Numero uno, homie.
That's a hard thing because of Chavez and Finito and Salvador Sanchez. Nostalgia thing too. But in terms of accomplishments, he might have already surpassed them. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. If he becomes undisputed, he would have surpassed all of them. And then if he continues it and wins again at 175 and beats Beterbiev, which is what Eddie wants him to do, then you have an argument based on paper, on accomplishments, that he's accomplished more than any other Mexican fighter, that he is, the most accomplished Mexican fighter of all time. Now, people are going to counter argue and be like, no, but Chavez fought 20-something world champions. He had the most title defenses of any fighter in history. He went 89-0 and won. You can't compare that to Canelo. Yeah, no. Both guys have their criticisms. Chavez fought a lot of defenses against guys that weren't the greatest. Canelo's had guys that weren't the greatest as well. But Canelo's been able to move up weight class after weight class after weight class, which is something Chavez can only do for 3 weight classes. And then, the partying, the JC superstar persona got the better of him, and that was his downfall. But, he's going to be top 5, that's for sure. I think already at this point, he's top 5. Already at this point, I think. JB, what's up, man? My point is fighters will go through moments like that. They learn and grow from it. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Devin's going to learn so much from this because he finally has a guy, that multiple weight world champion, who's not too far off of his prime, that's still a really good threat, that he has a win over, that he got tested by, and he was able to respond how you want a guy to respond, how you would want, if you were a trainer, you would want your fighter to respond that way, to try to compose himself, compose himself, get his legs back. Danny.
Absolutely.
What's up, Danny? That was probably the first time Devin had to rely on more than just his talent and skills. Taking that shot from Linares made Devin a better fighter.
Amen.
100.
Amen. I certainly agree with that. And I watched it twice. I watched the fight twice. I watched it late Saturday night. I watched Sunday. I had nothing else to do because I got my second shot, and so I've been better. By the way, Marcos, I don't feel that bad. But anyways,
it's good.
I watch it.
It gets better, dude.
It's just that it shows heart. What does every person always say? A fighter has to have a heart. Haney had heart in that fight at the end, and he showed adversity. I loved everything about it. I can't critique him anything bad. I gave him an A-. I don't know why. It's just, I guess we can say the casuals or the people that just tune in every now and then or want to be critical of a fighter. But Marcus, I always want to fall back what you said. Every fighter we've seen them get stunned. Mayweather, we saw him. Oscar, so many times. We saw Chavez. We saw every fighter get stunned. There's not one fighter that can say he did not get stunned. We've seen so many fighters get stunned, and this fight is exactly what Haney needed. This is what's going to level him up. Okay, now I can go more up in the scale of the ranking. I mean, not the rankings, but with fighters in those type of levels, and I can hang in there. There's things that I just got to learn from, and that's just going to happen. And as great trainers, like even doing amateur, like my coach sometimes when he would actually put us that pirate eye, a black that covered our eye. So he said, just in case you get thumbed or your eye closes up, how you
dog? You call it the pirate eye. It's an eye patch. It's an eye patch.
Oh, okay. Well, we used to call it the pirate eye.
It's an eye patch.
Well, we used to call it the pirate eye because we had it all like this. Stop laughing. But we used to call it like that. So I mean, just things he was prepared for this.
You guys ever made a girl a one-eyed pirate? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. All right, Ferris. Whoever wins Fortuna versus Diaz will be made mandatory for that WBC title. That's very true. So the winner of this, Javier Fortuna versus Jojo Diaz, will be the mandatory to fight Devin Haney. Who do you guys think wins between the two, Fortuna versus Jojo Diaz, and who do you see winning? How would the mandatory do versus Haney? Gentlemen, have at it. What do you guys think?
I think that this fight is going to be Fortuna versus Jojo Diaz is going to be an exciting fight, honestly. I know that sounds crazy when we think about Javier Fortuna and the strange way that he kind of fights and he brings weirdness out of guys. I honestly think that Jojo Diaz is coming in to do work. He sees the opportunity. You're going to have to take this away from Jojo Diaz. I don't think that he's going to be able to talk, bully, BS. He's going to have to beat Jojo Diaz. I see Jojo Diaz winning in the close one, man, and putting himself back in position for a real good fight with Haney or one of those guys at the top.
I think Jojo Diaz has a lot. He still has a lot to prove, to be honest with you. He still has a lot to prove because, and no disrespect to anybody, you know, that's not how we do this, but Jojo Diaz has kind of been in the backseat, being a Golden Boy Promotions, and he's even tweeted about it. So he has a lot more to prove in every single fight. He has to. Even when he won his fight, when he won the belt against Farmer, I don't think no other Golden Boy Promotion people were there supporting him, and he was just more like, I really got to show what I have. So this fight, he needs to continue going out with a bang, and I think this is the fight that also will elevate him to be like, hey, I'm here. Put me in the front seat. I can be with the Virgils, with the Ryan Garcias, with the Jaime Munguias. I can be with those guys too. And I just feel that Jojo Diaz, as ruthless he can be sometimes in the ring, will also be will bother Fortuna. Fortuna is really gonna try to get in his head as much as smack as he talks. That is probably one of the best things he's gonna have to do is just really get into his head, because we know that Jojo Diaz is going through a lot of stuff, personal stuff that he's carried into the ring, and even in the previous fight when he didn't make weight. So he's really going to have to bully Jojo Diaz, and this is where Jojo Diaz is gonna have to show, okay, my skills are gonna be.
That's Javier's style, though. Javier's style is to like overwhelm people. Like he comes right at people. You know, the
like
only
I said,
thing,
bully.
Yeah, the only thing is he's a little undersized for the weight class. I think his best weight class was at featherweight at 126, and now he's at 135, and he still carried his power pretty well. But I think, you know, the bigger guys have been able to take his punches better than the knockouts that we saw from him at 126 pounds. You know, that's a tough fight for Jojo, to be honest. You know, he had trouble with Rakimov in his last fight, who was, I believe, another southpaw as well. But he actually, that guy could hit really hard too. So I think this is to be competitive. I think really what's going to make the difference between Jojo and Javier Fortuna is the condition of both guys. I think it's going to be a thing. If Javier is going to try to overwhelm him, he's going to try to outwork him, and Jojo's going to need to go in there and try to counter Javier, because Javier does get over aggressive. He has to counter him and make Javier hesitant of throwing his punches, and then just stick him combinations with him coming in. You could see Jojo pot shotting him with clean power punches, and that goes ahead and maybe wins him the fight.
Can believe it,
Jojo.
I think that what Jojo Diaz has been through. I'm sorry, Yair. I think what Jojo Diaz has been through recently, man. If you go back and you watch after he won the belt versus Tevin Farmer, how excited he was, man, and how fired up he was. I think that we're gonna find out. Has he been scared straight? Has he been scared straight? Losing his title on the scale, has this straightened him out? What's this going to do for him? We all know that he can fight. I think that he puts it together, man. We're going to see. But in that, look for a different Fortuna. Fortuna's work isn't going to look so messy against Jojo Diaz. They're going to go at it, bro. It's going to be
they are.
It's going to be a good fight.
I have a feeling Fortuna is frustrated.
They match up well. They match up well.
But also, too, I think he has a point to prove. He's frustrated as hell because first he was supposed to fight Jorge, then he was supposed to fight Ryan, and then he was supposed to fight Jorge again, and now Ryan pulls out of the fight. Devin gets Jorge, and it's like he's probably like, bro, like what the hell, like where's my title shot, like what the F. So yeah, he's I think he's really going to try to take it to Jojo, but I think Jojo's going to be game too, but I think that's going to be a really explosive fight. Yeah, no problem, Ferris. We try to get to as many of your guys' questions and comments here as we possibly can while trying to maintain a good fluid conversation amongst all you guys. Well, disappointed. We're supposed to have Nonito on here. I don't know what's going on. They had told us yes. Still hoping at some point they check in with us. But let's go ahead and talk about Nonito Donaire, man. And the title of this live, why it's wins like that really make me a fan of boxing, man. Just to see somebody who people felt was out, or at least on the late end of their career, go and pull a win like he did against an undefeated world champion in Nordine Oubaali. Man, that left hook, man. That left hook's always been money for Nonito. That left hook has always tried and true for him. It's always connected. It's always landed on people, and it's put people out. And that's the last thing to go in a fighter, though. Looking at the two and looking at the fight, like one thing was like very apparent. Like Nonito was so much sharper than Oubaali, man. And it was just he's piecing him up, dude. Just piecing him up. Like it was just a different skill level.
Absolutely. One thing about Nonito Donaire that's impressive when you watch him fight is that he continues to grow. He continues to grow. And a couple years ago, man, when he took those losses and it looked like he kind of reached his apex and started to burn out and that he was starting to fade out, man. And I'll be damned. When he came to fight Inoue, you could feel it, man, how palpable it was, how palpable. You could feel how prepared he was, and he really has rejuvenated himself, man. He fought his ass off versus Inoue, breaking the kid's eye socket, man. And what now looks like we're getting ready to have Inoue Donaire Part 2 if Inoue gets past Nakatani, man. This is gonna be look. And
Say that again, Marcus.
Man, look, Inoue versus Donaire Part 2, man. We talking about a high level test, man, with dynamite in our hands, bro. This is gonna be a great fight if it happens to happen, bro. Congratulations to Nonito Donaire, man. Amazing.
Yeah, the Fortuna fight, Eduardo Lalo, is gonna be on DAZN. Yeah, Nonito after the fight said that he wants a rematch with
absolutely
Inoue. Nakatani's actually fighting Lomachenko.
Oh yeah, check that. My bad. Yeah, my bad.
Which honestly, I would not be surprised if Nakatani wins that fight. Some of you guys might be calling me crazy, but I would not be surprised if Nakatani beats Lomachenko. And I'll tell you why. Because this Nakatani is a pressure fighter who could take a punch and who can give a punch, and he's on your ass.
Yes.
Every minute of every round. Lomachenko has trouble with guys like that. Case in point, Orlando Salido. Yes, I know he's a lot better now. He's grown a lot, but that style of fighter gives anybody problems. This dude is like a plus like 1,800 underdog. I just want to throw $50 on him just for ish and giggles, just to see what happens. This is good ass odds.
But he's coming back off of, people aren't talking about this, and they weren't talking about it before. Before he fought Verdejo, he was coming off of a fractured eye socket. He suffered a second fractured eye socket versus Verdejo. I mean, he is a guy with a pair of broken eye sockets. So as tough as he is and as hard as he punches, and he takes two to give one, he's already paid a hellified price for his style of fighting. So we don't know how much longer he's going to be around. But yeah, does Loma have the skill? We know that he has the skill, but can he get to the taller man without getting stuck himself?
Well, I think the most important thing is how his body is and how he is mentally coming into this fight. Because if he's coming in unsure of himself, like Nakatani is going to put it on him. Going to really put on him. If he has doubts, they're going to creep up in this fight, and we're gonna see what's left of Lomachenko. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm expecting Lomachenko to win, to outclass Nakatani. But look at Nakatani against Teo. Look at Nakatani against Verdejo. He gave them really hard fights.
Yeah, he's a
big
guy,
freaking dude.
He's a
Stephen K. What up? Nonito's left hand dominant fighting orthodox is sneaky AF. That left hand is relentless. Inoue versus Donaire 2 is another super fight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Again. Good night.
Here's the other thing with that Inoue fight, though. He cracked his eyeball. Nonito did in that last fight. And
exactly.
I was speaking to a Japanese reporter my boy Daisuke. I love that his name Daisuke. Daisuke. He works for Yahoo
I love the
Japan.
emphasis on it, Marcos.
Yeah, Daisuke. So he works for Yahoo Japan, and he asked me about the Inoue fight. And I'm like, well, I think Inoue's going to win. He's going to put this guy out. He's a big power puncher. And he asked me, like, can Inoue become a big star in America? And I'm like, he can if he keeps knocking fools out, but he really needs to learn English, and he really needs to start doing a lot more media. And I told him, hey, my big question with Inoue in this fight is, how is his eye going to hold up with the punches? Is he going to be the same fighter? Is he going to be able to take damage the same way? And he's like, I saw Inoue, his eye looks a little smaller than the other one. And I was like, see, usually when these types of injuries happen to a fighter, they're not the same anymore. They don't take the punches the same way.
It's like Danny said in the chat, man, that eye socket injury is a real confidence killer. It has to be, man. Did you guys see Marcos? I know that you tweeted out, bro, with the Billy Joe Saunders, the 3D image that they showed. This guy had hardware on the orbital floor of his eye, took his eye out, and they did hardware underneath his eyeball. Come on, man.
Let's talk about two fighters who were never the same, right? Antonio Margarito was one of them. His eye socket wasn't the same after that. Cotto was going for that left eye. The other fighter was from England. Triple G is the one who busted his eye. Remember that one? What's his name?
Kelly Kellogg's Brook.
Brook. After that, he hasn't been the same. I mean,
I wasn't the same.
He wasn't the same. So fighters are not the same after that. That's a very. I mean, either you get it fixed or you lose it for the rest of your life, right? So it's tough. And then it's what Sean Porter said. It's that confidence. It's that confidence. Like, Sean Porter said, I thought I was always confident. I remember when he spoke with you, Marcos, for the fight, one of the previous fights, and he's like, yeah, I was always confident. I don't like confidence. What is that? And he said, but then I lost confidence when I lost against Errol Spence. Like, I needed to gain back that confidence. So imagine that, and now a fighter whose eye socket is not the same. That's not only
Inoue, that's Lomachenko also.
Yeah,
dude.
So it's a lot of things going into a fight. People just, we all think sometimes fighters go into a fight 100%. I don't believe that at all. All the fighters don't come into no fight. I mean, we'll talk about another story I'll tell you recently, but that one of the fighters here in the area told me. But it's just, but that eye socket is going to be a big issue.
We'll see if maybe Inoue is different. Inoue was able to finish the fight with Nonito.
Listen,
maybe
Donaire is licking his chops, boy. The way he was able to land those shots versus Inoue before.
Well, even more. If Inoue struggles, this guy, he's licking his chops extra, But seeing Nonito win this, he joins an elite club of fighters to have won world championships
at 38.
The oldest in the division of all time. The oldest of all time in the division.
He made history at 38 years old.
Well, for his division, because
his division.
Sorry.
His division. But he's also one of the few rare fighters to have won a world title in 3 different decades, which is an amazing accomplishment all in itself. In the early 2000s, to 2010 to 2020, and now he gets it in the 3rd decade because we're in 2021. He's had a long career, but it's a feel good story, obviously, because a lot of people had counted out Nonito already. 38, best days behind him, supposedly. A lot of fans were saying that, and for him to go and get this type of a win, he just didn't win. He won emphatically. He knocked the fool out. A younger guy that was undefeated, that was the world champion, and to see him get back to where he was before, become a world champion, and then the message that he had after, it just makes you like happy inside. Like, I saw that and I was really, really happy for him, but it also made me like, that's the reason why I love boxing, to see stuff like that, to see our champions are never really out in fights, and to see them still able to overcome, and see our favorite fighters' ability to still overcome when everybody doubts them, and to be able to overcome that obstacle. One, it's inspirational because of how old Nonito is. I'm 37, he's 38. I look at that and I feel like, man, You know, I could still do a few things, you know, like look at Nonito. And Nonito's not like the body beautiful. He's not like this ripped freaking guy. Like if you were to look at him on the street, you think he's just some normal dude. You know, some normal dude could crack you with his left hook, put you to sleep. But he just looked like it was some normal guy. And you look at that and you look at what he's accomplished and how long he's been fighting for and how, you know, this later part of his career, he kind of wasn't in the public eye as much as he was. And now with one performance, he wins a world title again when everyone thought he was down and out. And now he's back in the mix again. He said after the fight, he wants to be undisputed. There's two guys in the way for him to do that. Yeah, Casimero, which is like a huge Filipino fight. Between the two, honestly, I would favor Nonito in that fight against Casimero because Casimero gets hit a lot.
Too much experience.
Well, not only that, Casimero gets hit a lot. This guy's a wild freaking dude.
He gives up
a ton. You know, that's a perfect fight for Nonito to take. Absolutely. And then Inoue, a lot of questions there. We're gonna see. We're gonna get those questions answered when he fights. But if he's not the same, dude, how crazy would it be by the end of the year or by next year? Nonito Donaire, undisputed champion at bantamweight, after going up
that'd be awesome.
Classes that he did, gets beat by Rigondeaux, then knocked out by Nicholas Walters in that same arena, which he vanquished the ghost of that performance with this performance. To go and just see that career arc go full circle for him, go to the top, very bottom, and then go back to the top again. Freaking inspirational, dude. That's why I love boxing. That's the real reason. Like, forget all this crap that's happening this weekend and stuff like that. Like stories like Nonito. What Nonito did is why we love boxing, because we see someone who we thought was done or at the tail end of their career, and we see them go and overcome.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. And you're not the only one. A lot of people were like really, really happy with Donaire's performance. Outstanding performance. Capitalized.
Oh, he looked sharp, bro. He looked sharp.
You're not the only one. A lot of reporters, a lot of the Twitter feed was just like Donaire this, Donaire that. And this is why I love boxing. This is what we need for boxing. Donaire this. I don't think you can ever hear or find or read one bad thing about Donaire. You never have heard one. I don't think I have. And now with this performance, it's like it explodes more. I'm like, man, it's a good taste in your mouth. If you're,
like NJ, he says Donaire, a living legend for sure, man. He's
absolutely,
absolutely. And he got
I love that name. Super Funk Master G. I love that name.
I think. By the way, I think you missed one of the super chats real quick. It goes by Josh. Did you see that one? He said, "Love boxing, love this channel."
Oh, thank you, Josh. Appreciate that, bro.
Josh, no doubt.
Super Funk Master G, what do you think is worse? Breaking your leg in MMA like Chris Weidman or breaking an orbital bone in boxing? I think they're both equal. And I'll tell you why. You would think maybe the leg would be worse, but I think they're both equal. One, in MMA, you need to obviously use your leg. But you know what? On second thought,
I was about to say, what are you talking about, mate? You got to breathe. Blow your nose.
Wait. Yeah, but hold on. On second thought, maybe the orbital bone, but not for that reason that you're mentioning. Because, leg breaks, leg fractures, you can make some pretty damn good recoveries from them. Still use the leg. Look at Anderson Silva. He looks pretty good still.
Not the fight.
The orbital bone, you don't know.
Yeah.
Because in boxing, that's the main thing. With MMA, you can minimize where you're getting damage. If you're getting kicked a lot, catch the kick, takedown. And then you could maybe change up your style and transition. Just, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take these guys down now to avoid damage to my legs, so people aren't targeting the leg or check kicking the leg. With boxing, you kind of don't have a choice. Even if you are defensive, you're still going to get hit. Like, I don't care how defensive of a fighter you are. You're going to get hit, bro. Like, that's what it is. It is what it is. Like, you get hit.
I'm a little biased, right? And the reason is because as a 17-year orthopedic surgery professional that
here we go. Your medical expertise.
I'm just 100 though, man. This is what I do for a living, baby. And hey, in orthopedic surgery, we heal with steel. And look, it is. I would say the orbital bone is going to be worse, man, because you put a rod down that tibia, right? It gets stronger, and you can still walk, right? You can still walk, you can still do life.
Here we go. M. Hayes, MD. M. Hayes, MD. Continue.
I don't want to tell you what they say MD stands for in the clinics, because it sure ain't medical doctor. But
these nuts.
So you know what, man? But to be honest, man, I mean, you think about the nature of boxing. Everybody's going to be taking the shot to the nose. Everybody's going to be taking the hook to the side of the head, and to break your face. I've made casts for many years, and there's never been a cast for the face or the head, man. You can't do it. It's just, it is what it is. You got to depend on your surgeon. They got to peel your whole face back and then do the work, bro. It's too much. It's a lot to go through to come back to fight. I'd be shocked if Billy Joe Saunders made the decision to come back and box again. I'd be shocked, bro.
It's ugly. It's a tough freaking injury to recover from, but
Hayes.
Yeah, props to the doc. Steel merchant putting rods all over the place.
That's right. Putting a rod in the house near you coming soon.
I got
you. Watch out, moms. Dr. Hayes is coming for you.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
Snap.
Laying that pipe, Marcus. Need to relax, homie. All right, you guys. Now continuing on, the fight this weekend, Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Guys, I'm having. Again. What was that?
I said it's fight week again, man.
Yeah, I know. Me and Yair are gonna go to
Mayweather get a haircut beforehand.
Oh yeah, no,
you gotta get a cut, baby.
I actually got to see Floyd. I got to see Floyd on Thursday. I got to see him train for like a little bit. And yeah, he trimmed the hair. He's not bald, but he trimmed the hair. He fixed the hair. The hair looks good.
Hey, yeah, walking around with that taco. Hey, he had taco meat on the top and the bottom. Cat just we didn't know what to do about
it. But yeah, this fight this weekend, it's a hard sell for me. Man, like I'm trying to think like what I can talk to Floyd about or what I could talk to Logan Paul, and it's like sometimes I'm just there thinking like, what the heck is the point of this fight? Like, why are they doing this? Like, and I saw a quote like, and Floyd said, hey, why not? Like, this is easy money, and yeah, they got a front
money. Heist.
Yeah, it's a money heist.
Is it?
And I understand, obviously, the networks are paying him that money, but the networks, I think they're at a risk, at a huge loss if this doesn't do well on pay-per-view and they don't sell tickets. So I think a lot of the pressures on them is to sell the fight. But man, I don't know, man. I don't see the point of it, bro. Like it's like even if Logan Paul grew 2 other arms and went in like Goro in there, he still wouldn't have a chance. Like, I'm seeing these interviews that he's doing, and he's like, I'm a lot bigger than Floyd. I get it. I'm a lot stronger, my reach. And I'm like, bro, you've been boxing for 3 years. This guy's been boxing his whole life. Like,
come on,
he's going to touch you up whenever he wants to touch you up. He's going to go to your body, obviously, because he knows you're not a 12-round championship fighter. No. That's going to be the strategy. He's going to make you gas, and then he's going to tee up on you. It's going to be, I do want to get out of Floyd, because this kind of, I know this is a point that irks a lot of MMA fans. Is a lot of MMA fans say that Conor was able to hang with Floyd for 10 rounds. And this is just my personal opinion, but I know a lot of MMA fans get angry. You too. I think Floyd just kept him in there to keep him in there. He was just carrying him.
Backpacking. Come on.
And I think this is going to be the same thing with this fight. He's going to carry Logan to whenever he wants to go ahead and really put it on him.
Absolutely. It's crazy that they picked this up, didn't they?
Yeah, Showtime picked it up. They sold out.
Wow.
They sold out.
Wow. All that stuff that they was talking and,
yeah, exactly, right?
You jump right in and sign both brothers, homie. If that don't tell you that Triller had you shaking in your boots, I don't know what would. And if that doesn't tell anybody else out there that has the idea of the same model, look, these guys are vulnerable. For them to jump out and jump in on something they saw, they joked about, and turned right around and bought all the stock up. Pay attention. You just learned something. Like, they were fearful. In that boardroom, there had to been talking about, hey, we got to do something about Tiller, bro. Buy it.
But it's all goes back when we all would watch Floyd Mayweather in his last 10 fights, right? What would we tune into? All Access, HBO 24/7, right? Have you seen have you seen the most recent one, y'all?
No.
It starts
No.
at the strip club with the women naked.
No, I'm not watching it.
It's all entertainment, and it's just Floyd Mayweather just giving you more. You're like, Floyd Mayweather's a good salesman, so he's really trying to sell this fight. Logan Paul, he's like, like what you said, Marcos, like, I'm gonna beat him, and then I'm gonna retire, and then Floyd's gonna ask me for the rematch. It's caught my interest. It really has.
Really,
it caught my interest after seeing the All Access on Saturday.
You need to caught your interest, dog. That's what caught your interest. What are you talking
about?
That's
what caught your interest, bro. We know. Hey, we know you.
A strip club is like going to a buffet you can't eat. Okay, so anyways, no.
That's not what they say about you, though, bro. That's what the problem has been. That's why we can't take you now. Never mind. Never mind. We sorry. We ain't off the air. That's
no. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm interested. I'm interested on this. I'm so interested. I want to see how Floyd Mayweather actually would do being off. And, it's what, 8 rounds? 2 minutes? 8 rounds? It's 8 rounds.
It's 8 rounds?
The real deal.
8 rounds, yeah. It's 8
rounds?
Yeah,
yeah. Man.
We're going to watch. Like, I know that I'm going to watch.
Hold on, Jamie. Go ahead and find it, Jamie.
I'm going to watch. Like, I know that I'm going to watch,
8
right?
rounds because they said that, yeah.
People act like Floyd is a knockout puncher. Only KO was a cheap shot for Ortiz. Floyd can't smash a grape over 140.
Oh, bro, yeah, really? Stop it, broski.
All right. It doesn't matter how hard of a puncher you are. If you're consistently punching someone in the face, they're going to fold, especially if it's a guy that's not used to getting punched in the face. Like I tell you, like Floyd's going to target this dude's body. Like he's going to work his body up.
Easy.
Yair Tijuana Martinez. Look at you, Yair. But yeah, I'm just having a hard time just kind of like buying into it. Like it's just like, it's like, what's the angle here? What's the hook? What can get me interested? And it's like nothing that Logan says is going to make me believe he even has a chance to win this fight. Maybe he'll be competitive and go and try to rough up Floyd, try to use his size and everything. But it's like when Floyd wants to really put it on him, he's going to put it on him and he's going to get him out of there. Like say, some freaking accident happens. Say, Floyd goes and he breaks his hand. Then it gets freaking interesting. But, Brent here saying the documentary got him interested.
You see?
Brent, what's up, Brent?
I watched it like Saturday night, like at 1, 2 in the morning after everything was watching with Donaire and Haney. I watched it. I was like, oh, wow. You also get to see.
You're saying plug in and watch it tonight if you hadn't
watched it.
Plug in
and watch it tonight. I'll send you out. It's on YouTube. It's for free.
Let's see if it changes my mind because at this point, like I said, this fool could be Goro with freaking packed fucking gloves. And
what was Floyd doing in the strip club? Was he kicking it? Was he looking in place or out of place? Because he
was definitely looking in place. It starts right there. It starts right there, and it covers the the nudity. It covers it, and then he says, "We're gonna start it. We're gonna do this freestyle. We're gonna do it money style or something like that." And then boom, it's like really interested. Like I was like, wow.
Have mask on their face.
Okay, wait. What made you interested about it? Because obviously we know who's gonna win the fight, and we know we don't think it's gonna be competitive. Floyd will decide to make it competitive, and I guess that is a question I do have for him. Is one, did you carry Conor? Because this falls into this other question that I have. Are you going to carry Logan to make it entertaining for the people watching at home and the fans there in the arena? Because us boxing people all know if you really want to put it on him, you'll take him out whenever you want.
I felt it gave me a taste of when Floyd was fighting Marcos Maidana. When he was fighting all those fighters that he was supposed to, like, he was going to be very competitive. He's making it seem that he is going to go in there and actually not be too defensive and actually put in some rounds. That I put some combinations on this on 190.
I believe it.
That's what really caught my interest because these other exhibitions that he's had, like or previously, or even going back to the Berto fight and the Conor. I mean, that one sold, but the other fights, I was like, he's going to be defensive Floyd. It's not going to be really the pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. This one is actually, I feel like he's gonna be competitive.
Wait. It's in the contract to not knock him out. What? Not wait.
I'm actually researching all of this. I'm trying to find it, so I can't.
That's the first of I heard. Well, I guess
Oh,
if it's an
that's
exhibition, then that does actually make sense.
Yeah, that's good. Hold on. It's in the contract for who not to knock who out.
Yeah, that's what I want to know too. Yair's our Jamie.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. It says that it is 8 rounds. Actually, it's 8 rounds.
8 rounds.
It's 8 rounds. Yeah. I'm reading a little bit more. It's 8 rounds, 3 minutes long. Logan Paul has to weigh in at 90 pounds, 190 pounds or under for the fight. Otherwise, he'll be fined $100,000 for every pound.
Wait. Say that again. The weight?
He got to weigh 190.
Logan Paul has to weigh in
under 190.
Under
Right.
190.
Okay.
And every extra pound he has to pay $100,000.
Okay. Okay.
He can't go overweight. Mayweather,
But his fight with KSI was at 190, wasn't it?
I believe so. I don't
Or
remember.
was it at
Yeah,
200?
that's about his weight, I think. That's about what dude weighs, right?
Paul is
He's
6'2".
a big guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's 6'2", 76-inch reach. Mayweather's 5'8", 72-inch, right? Okay, so I'm trying to find the contract. That's what I have so far right now. Now I'll try to find the other stuff. Anyways, and also, oh, by the way, also in that the Showtime All Access, you're gonna see. I didn't know this. Did y'all know this? Let's see if the fans know. Did y'all know that when I got your hat? Did you know that Jake Paul had a black eye, a chipped
Yeah,
tooth?
Floyd pieced him up. Floyd threw an uppercut and a straight at him.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Floyd really hit him. There's a video where you hear Jake scream like because Floyd pieced up on him.
I didn't know. I can't see that. I couldn't find it on the video either. I was like, and then you see Jake Paul in the documentary with a black eye. And I didn't know about his tooth and his or busted nose. But yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I just realized that. So if he comes in at 200, it's going to cost him $1 million. But he does, those brothers are balling, dude. They got money, so I could see it that he tries to pull a Floyd, and he comes in overweight, and he just pays the fine in order to give him some sort of competitive rematch. I wonder what weight Floyd's going to weigh in at.
160.
At 160?
160.
Oh,
bro. You know what this is setting up, dog?
160.
You know what this is setting up, bro?
What you say, Marcus?
Boy, gonna be tired at 160.
Boy, you gonna be tired?
Exhausted. He gonna be tired, bro. 160. Floyd running around at 160. No, come on, Floyd, bro. He gonna come in at 160. Good.
You think he's gonna get tired?
I don't know. I just hope that he don't get tired, man.
Why would he get tired?
I don't know, man. I just worry about it, right? Like, what's he been up to, bro? Like this big old boy leaning on him, he gonna come in at 160. He Floyd around like 145, like naturally, like walking around 143.
Marcos, for the KSI, Logan came in at 200.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because it says Logan must not come in above 190, meaning he must cut at least 10 pounds, which he should. I mean, he should be able to do that. I mean,
Marcus is already foreshadowing what's gonna happen in the fight.
I'm trying
Bro, what would do that? Oh my god. Okay, say worst case scenario. All right, Floyd goes in, he's injured, he breaks a hand, he gets tired. Logan lays on him, and Logan somehow beats him. Dude. All right, so for 3 rounds,
you see that little faith that you have. You see that little spark that you're building for everybody.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm saying
that little spark.
Bro, you're just trying to sell the fight now, dog.
Yeah, you are, Yair.
That little spark that you have is what is gonna ignite that fire for people to tune in, and it's gonna sell out.
Get
and it's
out of here.
Fight of the year.
It's gonna. No, you said fight of the year.
Fight of the year.
Yes.
No, not fight of the year, not actual
Exhibition
bout of the year, right? You just mean like show of the year. I don't think that it'll be actually realistically the fight of the year. What I do think is that, yes, hey, boxing fans, get prepared. This thing is getting ready to do dumb numbers. Watch. It is. It's going to be crazy numbers on pay-per-view. Crazy numbers on pay-per-view. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Yeah, it's gonna do outrageous numbers on pay-per-view. The fight, we don't know, but the numbers are gonna be bigger than some of the biggest boxing fights we've ever seen, man.
You think so?
We just watched his brother do kind of a similar thing. I think that Logan is the more popular brother, or at least was really at one point before boxing really kicked off. Look, man, Logan versus Mayweather, gosh, if Logan's fans tune in like they tune into everything he does, there it is.
Exhibition of the year.
As one comment says here, this fight is weird as F. Yeah. It's a weird.
Well, they said that they were trying to do this for about a year ago.
And they canceled it because no one cared about it. So what changed in a year?
Well, they were saying that the pandemic is what caused it.
People didn't care even with the pandemic.
I cared.
You cared?
I cared. I had my notifications ready. I had my notifications ready. TMT. I was so ready to watch this fight.
They're gonna take Yair away.
What? I'm really interested.
Hey, I see Logan right there in the corner, Yair. I see Logan. You guys see Logan? He's right there in the corner over there.
He's using me as a sparring partner.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
For
for a few rounds, I actually was stressing about that Mayweather-McGregor fight. And I think all us boxing people that were there on the floor ringside, we were all stressing a little bit because we were like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is he allowing Conor to just walk him down and do this and do that? And we're like, oh my God, he lost. Okay, he lost a round. Floyd feels the guy out. He lost 2 rounds. Floyd's still filling out. 3 rounds, we're just kind of like, what the heck is going on? And later we find out that he knew that Conor would gas. And I'm thinking if he's saying he's going to come to Logan, he's going to come to Logan. And the reason why he's going to come to Logan, honestly, because he doesn't think that Logan could put anything on him that makes him not to want to come forward. And that's the way that he felt with Conor McGregor. He knew that he could go forward against this guy because he's limited compared to him, and Floyd's seen everything. So it's he's going to come forward and he's going to mix it up with them.
Yeah. If you think about an MMA guy, he's got what? Like four things for offense. He's got 4 things to learn on offense, right? He's got punching, kicking, elbowing, right, and grappling. So if you take away the other 3 things, he's only using 25% of. So how much could he have really learned? So yeah, it made sense for Floyd to come out with that approach. I think as far as Logan goes, man, what is look?
No,
he's a big guy that I think when his energy goes down just a little bit, you're gonna see that he's like a C- guy if he was lucky. Like,
to answer that question, BJ Flores is not training Logan. It's actually a Puerto Rican trainer Logan Paul actually stays and lives in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Another thing that kind of catches my eye is that
you know why he stays in Puerto Rico, right?
Because of what happened with Japan?
No.
Well, they talk about that too.
He's staying in Puerto Rico because he's trying to stay away from that income tax that they put on him over here in the U.S. He wants that 0 income tax that Puerto Rico offers. That's why he's staying in Puerto Rico. That's why they moved to Puerto Rico, both of them. They don't tax you over there. If you live over there for 6 months out of the year, you get no income tax. These guys are making bank on their income. That's the real reason why they moved over to Puerto Rico. Do your research, people.
All them pretty ladies. Thought it was all them pretty dark-haired ladies over there.
I'm sure they get all sorts of pretty ladies. Both those brothers, they're not bad looking.
They're not, man. You gotta look at the video. Remember the video that we had with those two right before Spence versus right before Wilder Fury 2.
Oh, that was you. That was me, he slapped the girl's titties. Yeah.
Dude is crazy. And like it was such a real moment, man, because you can see where they were just 2 brothers that were at the MGM Grand with their friend Ryan and his dad, and they were just acting like fools, man. It was
signing a pair of biddies. Signing a pair of biddies.
Movies, man.
Biddies left and right. Sign them here. Sign them. Sign my biddies.
Right.
He's like, dude, did you hear what she said? Just,
All right. We can go back to our topic.
Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong with talking about biddies?
No,
We all
no.
love us some biddies. Chad Ochocinco's fighting on this fight. Do you guys know that?
Ex NFL player from the Cincinnati Bengals, who was one of the top wide receivers with.
That's right, Sam. That's right. He's fighting a guy that's like 0-3, something Marshall.
But he's always been curious. Chad Ochocinco has always had that interest of doing something else besides football because he's really into soccer. He's really, really into soccer. So he was trying to get I think he even did a tryout. Yeah, he did a tryout for a team before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie, here come Chad. Chad.
Yair. They see Joe Rogan's white guy. He has a Jamie. We got Yair. The minorities got Yair here.
Okay. He tried out for the Kansas City soccer team for the MLS, and this happened in 2011. Yeah, see, I remember. Yeah, he looked so weird. Like he looked very, very.
What did he try out as a striker?
That's because he didn't feel like playing football no more. He recognized that he wasn't good at football no more, so he tried to go out.
No. He was a top wide receiver. He was a top wide receiver when
he was a top wide receiver that fizzled out like the rest do.
No, he fizzled because he got into a lot of problems. He was very outspoken. He always got a lot of penalties. Remember he caught at Green Bay Packers and he signed that football and threw it to the fan. He was like a Randy Moss. Okay. He just snatched it up there. He would catch it.
And that's great. But again, like all things come to an end, bro. You know, Ocho said,
but I mean,
receiver, but
he's
when your feet stop working and your legs stop working, when your routes ain't popping no more, he was a heck of a route runner. When you lose the speed, you can't make separation. You can't be on the team.
And he also tried out as a kicker for the XFL.
He kicked extra points in the NFL. He did. He kicked a couple extra points.
He also tried out. So I mean, he's
been training with Charlo. He's been in there with Charlo in camp.
Derek James. And Derek with Derek James too. So
he's got good. He's around good coaching. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see how he looks.
Him and Brandon Marshall. I'm interested in Brandon Marshall.
You can tell how good he's gonna be prepared when that jab. He shuts that jab. He goes. Like, how is he gonna move when he throws that jab? I always like to look at people when they first throw the jab. That shows a lot. Well,
my thing is he's a very muscular dude. My thing is I want to see.
Football-wise, he wasn't. Football-wise, he wasn't.
Yeah,
now he's looking muscular.
No, he's lean. He was lean in football.
Yeah,
he's lean.
I'm just thinking if he's gonna gas or not.
You know?
Tune in to All Access.
You gotta watch it.
Tune in. You gotta watch it.
You know, poor Badu Jack, man. Not fighting Jean Pascal anymore. Not sure if you guys heard, but Jean Pascal got popped for not one, not two, but three
at a time
substances. Jesus,
crazy man.
Since then, Jean Pascal has said that he didn't knowingly take banned substances, that they were given to him. You know, I don't know.
Man, it's one of those things that you're gonna have to let stuff play out. You know what I mean? But do you remember a long time ago, man, when Manny Pacquiao was making fun of Margarito about the hand wraps when he was like, "Oh, coach, my hands, wrap my hands." Like,
that video, yeah.
He didn't know, that I didn't know that somebody else was giving or that somebody was putting something in my hand wraps. Like I didn't have the sense to look down. It's an excuse that it seems like a lot of people use, man. Hey, is he gonna get retested? 3 things, man. Especially what Badu Jack has been through. I'm so glad that they caught that, bro.
Well, they were going Badu. Here's the thing, man. Like you can't no, that's not true. I'm sure they can outsmart Vada, but
absolutely,
the substances he was using are very easy to detect. So. Like I could see as a fighter would trust whoever it is giving them supplements and not ask questions because they trust them. But I think at the end of the day, it's ultimately the responsibility of the fighter. You know, you have you make the decision to ingest whatever you're ingesting, whatever they give you, but you should do your due diligence and ask, what is this? What does this do? And then send those supplements over to WADA or VADA and be like, hey, do these things check out? Are they legal substances? Like, we don't know the situation. We don't know who was the trainer that gave it to him. But I could see a situation where a fighter trusts their guy so much that they don't ask what it is, and they just take it because they trust them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's what happened in this situation. We don't know. We don't know. I read a thing that they're putting together a lawsuit is John Pascal over slander and defamation, that they're saying that the more the story will come out, we'll see what happens. But poor Badu Jack, because this was a fight that was supposed to happen a while ago.
Remember, though, in recent history, man, we had Dillian White a couple months ago. Remember,
he got cleared. He got cleared, right?
Or he popped for something crazy, and then they double back and was like, "Nah, everything was good." You know what I'm saying? Like everything was good to go. So we don't know. We just got to let it play out, bro. That's what I'm saying. Is just let the process play out. Right? This isn't the legal form, but what I wanted to go back to, man, Stephen K said something that is appropriate, I think, for all professional athletes. Shout out to Stephen K in the chat, and he says, man, that ignorance is not an excuse, bro. And I'll break the word down: ignorance. To ignore something that's going into your body as a pro athlete is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. So if somebody gives you something, you like, what is this? You should probably ask, right? Unless they like mixing it up in your rice, then you're in trouble. So, but.
All right, guys, those are the 3 fights that we have going on. Like I mentioned, I won some money over the weekend betting on Nonito Donaire. And if you're like me or other like sports fans, obviously, we all bet from time to time, even though that was the first time I bet.
I don't do it.
You don't. That's good. You don't do it.
I'll bet you $5. I don't bet. You ever seen Dumb and Dumber? You ever seen that movie? I bet y'all I'll make you bet at the end of the day. No, you won't. I will. I'll make you.
But I got something special for you guys that are on here right now. If you all like betting on the fights and sports, we're gonna hook you up big time, guys. We've partnered up with MyBookie to help you get on the action this summer with all fights and professional sports that are happening through the summer and to the winter, regardless of whether you're betting favorites or the underdogs or player prop bets, or just some little side cash to take your chick out to go drink with the homies and all that. Our guys at MyBookie give you a ton of options to make all your favorite matches a heck of a lot more exciting and just an opportunity to make you some extra money. And if you're looking to bet for the first time or don't know what to bet on, they can go ahead and help you go in the right direction. You could put a bet on this Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight this week. I got the odds up here.
And that's mybookie.ag.
Yeah, mybookie.ag. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Logan Paul plus 550. Don't bet on Logan Paul. That's my professional advice. But there's a fight coming up that I think has great odds here. Let me find it.
Marcos.
No, it's true, bro. He ain't gonna win. You're just throwing your money away, dog. Don't do that.
The enthusiasm. Don't do it.
Don't do that. Okay.
It's like your dad is about to ground you for something, and
But look, let me tell you something you should. If you go to mybookie.ag, go to boxing, and you look at the odds for Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder plus 235. That means if you bet $100 and Deontay Wilder wins, you win $235. You want to get another good bet? Good bet right here.
Look at this.
Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. Pacquiao already dropping down in the odds. Before a few days ago, he was a plus 300. Manny Pacquiao now a plus 265. If you bet $100 on Manny, you win $265. A lot of value there because there's a lot of questions for both guys, and both guys can win. We've talked to a lot of people saying that both guys can win. So go to mybookie.ag, sign up now, and use our promo code FightHub and get your first deposit matched halfway up to $1,000. They're matching it halfway up to $1,000. So let them know we sent you. Use our promo code FightHub to get that free deposit bonus and start your day off with the win. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag. I'm glad that we have a thing working out with MyBookie.ag. So I've already signed up for the account, and that's cool that they're matching the deposit. That's free money.
I know we got that $5 from.
Free money, y'all. Free money for you guys as well. So go ahead and put your odds in. All right, gents. I think we're closing it out. Another Fight Up TV live chat in the books. we're supposed to have Nonito. I don't know what happened, man. They kind of went down on us. So hopefully we get him on next week. I'm gonna follow up and see if we can get him on next week.
And Marcos, one more thing, bro, from the Showtime broadcast, and I think that it's important, man, because we are a very serious boxing channel. Guys, you got to start paying attention. The lightweight guys, Subriel Matias. I know he's got one loss.
I heard
This
that was
dude,
a hell of a fight.
listen, man, this dude is an absolute wrecking ball. If you go back and watch the broadcast, I think that he may have been the co-man, but he's I think he's a Puerto Rican, right? Is he a Puerto Rican guy or is he a Cuban guy?
I don't know. I don't know.
Look,
I don't know much about it.
This guy is walking through people, and the way that he takes punches and the way that he delivers his punches, his offense is pure, his defense is good, man. This is a good guy to watch at super lightweight. People might look and say, hey, he's lost one fight. Go and look at him. This is somebody to watch. You're gonna have to beat it out of him to take it from him.
All right, you guys, good stuff. I got a pack for Miami. We leave, and we're going to give you the best coverage you can get on the channel. Coming soon, a video on us hitting 1 million subs. It's going to be I wanted to dedicate a completely different thing, but I was hoping that Nonito would come on today. So we'll work on getting Nonito back on with us. So one final round of likes, everybody. Thank you so much. If you're tuning in for the first time, subscribe to the channel. No, trust me, bro. I'm going to put something together for us. We're going to have a party, and we're going to all celebrate together when that plaque comes in. I want to wait to do the video until the plaque comes in, because it's not official until you get the plaque from YouTube that you got that. So thank you so much. I could scope the babes, but that's all I can do is scope, because I'm I got a girlfriend, so I got my hyena. I don't want to get in trouble from my hyena, but I know we got money bags Zaire here. I don't know. Yeah. He'll take up the cause. Okay. All right, you guys.
Lastly, it is Memorial Day, man. As a veteran of the Army myself.
Thank you for your service.
Definitely, no. This ain't a day to thank me or thank anybody that's alive. This is purely about those that gave themselves ultimately to whatever they believe, whatever your political affiliation. Take time in between these burgers and hot dogs and hugs that you exchange with your family to remember that there's somebody missing at a table. There's an empty chair somewhere all across America. I know close friends of my own that have been killed in action. Pay attention. We're still a country at war, and RED, remember everyone deployed. No doubt.
Yeah, very true, man. All right, guys, hope you had a happy Memorial Day. I know a lot of you guys are on holiday and not really on the computer, so thank you for those who chose to tune in and spend a little time with us over here on Fight Hub. Let's get one last round of likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're here for the first time and you found us through YouTube's really confusing freaking algorithm. But for Marcus Hayes and Yair and myself, appreciate it, guys. Tune back in here every single day this week, coming and starting on Wednesday for our Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight week coverage. Appreciate the support as always. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Turn on your notifications this whole week.
Yes, turn on those notifications.
Turn them on. It's on.
And don't forget, I got this shirt coming out for you guys right here. Fight Hub, Millie Club. Let's go.